Boys, I'm here today to answer a question that I get asked all the time, whether it's over on my Twitch channel, in the comments here on YouTube, or on my Twitter. And that question is Recluse still worth it? Or is Recluse still good? Or should I still try and get Recluse? Or, you know what, I think you get the point. So that's exactly what I'm gonna be doing in this video, letting you know whether you should still go after the Recluse, and even some tips at the end on how to speed up your progression if you do decide to. But before we do get started, I would like to thank each and every one of you for your tremendous support on the channel over the past few months. And as of a few days ago, we as a community hit 50,000 subscribers here on the channel, which is still an insane number to think about. That's a lot of people. So if you do enjoy any of my videos or have ever found them useful, then feel free to subscribe. Also, I do stream every single day except for Sundays and Thursdays over on twitch.tv/myfi with an underscore at the end. And if you're watching this the day it gets posted, then I am live right now doing a 24-hour subathon in celebration of 50K over there. So please come and make sure I'm not asleep on stream. I've tried doing a 24-hour before and I failed 12 hours in because I literally fell asleep on stream. Okay, enough all the plugs, let's get into it. So starting us out, for anyone that's been living under a rock or just started playing the game, I don't know, yesterday, what is the Recluse? Recluse is a 900 RPM void submachine gun that was released during Joker's Wild or Season of the Drifter or Season 6, whatever you refer to it as. It's a pinnacle weapon from the Crucible, and because it is a pinnacle weapon and not a ritual weapon, well then that means it actually takes some grinding to obtain. Now, in order to stay ahead of my comment section, yes, I know the grind is a lot easier due to how forgiving the survival playlist is now compared to how it was pre-Shadowkeep, but I don't feel like that's the quest itself getting easier, but instead the playlist you are required to play getting easier, but I digress. So now that you know what the Recluse is, how do you obtain it, and is it even worth going after? In order to obtain the Recluse, you must obtain the quest from Shax from the Mouse of Babes, and it only has one single task. Complete the Crucible Triumph, the Stuff of Myth. And we all know when a quest tells you to complete a triumph, then you're in for a grind. The Stuff of Myth Triumph requires you to reach Fabled in the Survival playlist and also win matches in the Survival playlist or Iron Banner. Once all that has been completed, you will return to Shax and he will award you with your shiny new Recluse. Now the question, is the Recluse worth it or still worth it, is kind of a weird one. If you would have asked me 6 months ago, then my answer would have been 100% without a doubt, yes. It was the start of Shadowkeep, and getting to Fabled or 2100 Glory in the Survival playlist was the easiest it had ever been. Oh, and I also forgot to mention another reason why I would have said yes is because it was the best primary in the game, hands down at that point in time, in PvE. Yeah, that's a big one. So what happened between 6 months ago and now? Well, at the start of Season of Dawn, Bungie decided Recluse was too good. Too good to the point that other primaries in the game were being completely ignored and unused, plus the gun was just broken. Now what made it so good to the point that Bungie knew that something had to be done? Well, it was the perfect combination, and even now, a lot of what I'm about to say is still true and may help you decide whether it's still worth going after. It was a 900 RPM sub, which is one of the most favorited archetypes even to this day. It has 2 stability perks, polygonal rifling and ricochet rounds, which made controlling that insane rate of fire stupidly easy. It had feeding frenzy, which is one of, if not the best, reload perks in the game. It had a range masterwork, which gave it better target acquisition and made it more effective at longer ranges. Also, ricochet rounds, the perk I just mentioned that controlled stability, well yeah, that also increases range. And finally, the cherry on top, the creme de la creme. Wait, am I saying that right? Creme de la creme? Creme de la creme? It's something like that. Master of Arms. This perk made it where after you got a kill, you would receive a 98% damage increase to the body for 4 seconds. Now 4 seconds doesn't sound like a lot, but, and get this, your next kill would reset that 4-second timer, effectively giving you the ability to keep Master of Arms active at all times as long as you were getting kills. And with this perk active, well, that wasn't hard. When people said this gun required no skill, they were not lying. And that was because when you would have Master of Arms active, you would effectively be doing precision damage anywhere on the enemy. Now, if you do want to get technical, then I do believe that it was somewhere around a 2% difference in actual precision damage and Master of Arms damage, but I think you get the point. And if that wasn't OP enough, well, what if I told you that you didn't even need to get a kill with the Recluse to activate its Master of Arms perk? Yup. You could get a kill with another weapon and then swap to Recluse and your Master of Arms would be active. Due to this feature, we saw some pretty annoying PvP loadout combinations that took advantage of it and still give me nightmares to this day. Mountaintop Recluse. So at the beginning of Season of Dawn, Bungie made one adjustment to the Recluse. They reduced its Master of Arms damage increase to the body from 98% down to 20%. We'll get into what they did to precision damage with Master of Arms active in just a second. Now, a lot of people believe this was absolutely going to kill the weapon, considering that every other damage perk in the game gave you a higher damage increase than 20%. Rampage times 3 is 33%, Swashbuckler times 5 is 33%, Kill Clip is 33%, and Multi-Kill Clip times 3 is 50%. But what I believe a lot of people forgot is how easy Master of Arms is to activate and maintain. All other damage perks come in multiple tiers / stacks that require multiple kills or require a reload after a kill to activate. Then there is Multi-Kill Clip, which requires both multiple kills and reloading to activate. Now, once the nerf went live and people got their hands on it, well, people quickly realized that the gun was kind of unchanged. Yep, as long as you were landing precision shots, the gun was basically doing the same damage that it was doing pre-nerf. So all people had to do now was aim. It no longer did insane body shot damage, but I mean, it did the same damage to a crit, so yeah. Now at this point, you have to ask yourself, do you want a damage perk that can do a ton of damage but takes effort to maintain, or a damage perk that doesn't do a ton of damage but takes no effort in maintaining? This was the question that a lot of people began to ask, and you are probably asking yourself as well, because more than likely you have a good rolled primary with one or more of the damage perks I just mentioned above. Now, the last thing I will say is that in terms of good PvE loadout, a person needs to cover 3 things: an ad clearing weapon, a burst damage / group clearing weapon, and a high boss damage weapon. And as you can probably guess, the best ad clearing weapon was Recluse, the best burst damage was Wendigo, and the best high boss damage was Izanagi. And with all those weapons sitting in different slots, well, I think you can see just how good Recluse was, not only by itself, but in combinations with other weapons in the game. So now, in order to answer the question, is Recluse still worth it? You have to ask yourself these questions. Am I a completionist that wants to fill out my collections? Well, then yes, it's worth it. Do I already have a god roll primary with Feeding Frenzy and Multi-Kill Clip that suits my needs and I don't care about filling out my collections? Then no, it's not worth it. Do I not have a god roll primary weapon and I don't want to grind for a god roll? Then yes, it's worth it because you get guaranteed perks on the Recluse. myfi, I don't care about all that. In your opinion, should I get the weapon or not? Yes, you should. It is an amazing primary that can be paired with other monster PvE weapons like Mountaintop, Izanagi, Wendigo, Whisper the Worm, Xenophage, etc. It has your back if you need a weapon to shred void shields, and also if a season artifact comes in the future that offers mods for SMGs, like the season artifact we have right now, then this is one of, if not the best SMG in the game. Now for a few quick tips if you have decided to go for the Recluse. Number 1, play in the freelance playlist. It only allows fire teams of 1, meaning you will be facing all solo players. No 3 stacks means less headaches and easier games. Number 2, play on the weekend. The weekend is when the player base is at its highest, so you'll have an easier time finding games, and all the really sweaty players are in the Trials playlist, leaving the not so good players all to you. Number 3, use in-game chat / voice. This one's super self-explanatory. If you're on PC, then use your in-game chat if you really don't want to get on the mic. But if you're on console, well, then you don't have in-game chat, sadly. So the only advice here I can give is if you have a mic, then use it. Number 4, use meta loadouts. Meta loadouts are good because they are the best, hence why they're meta. So don't go in running double primaries. Number 5, hold down heavy. Heavy is normally around the center of the map, meaning if you hold down heavy, then you're holding down middle map and in return giving you map control. Also, having heavy can make the difference in winning a round and losing a round. And finally, number 6, if you're trying to get the wins portion of the Triumph complete, then wait till Iron Banner is here and it'll wield much better results. Also, I believe the Iron Banner wins are worth 5%, but don't exactly quote me on that. And there we go. I hope by this point you have come to the conclusion if the Recluse is still worth going after. Now I need something from you. I need you to comment below and let me know if you still use the Recluse or not. Me personally, well, ever since I got my God Roll Last Hope, well, I use that a ton more, but the Recluse still remains in my inventory if I need void damage or if I just get bored of Last Hope. With all that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then be sure to drop a like, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.